Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Secrets of a Witch podcast with me, Sabrina Scott, on my special birthday episode. I honestly wasn't sure if I even wanted to record a podcast today because, it's my birthday and I honestly don't really want to be online or working or anything. I just want to answer to myself today, and what that's going to look like is basically me lounging around in bed all day with journals and books and just reading and pulling tarot cards, pulling oracle cards, and reflecting on the year and planning out what I want my next year to be. That is honestly my ideal birthday. I prefer all of my celebrations to be either before or after the actual day, because I do see my birthday as kind of this holy, special day, and part of that, I guess, is deciding to work with St. Lucy, whose holy day is today, December 13th. Of course, there's St. Lucia Day, or however you say it over in Scandinavia. So it is a day that is very special to me on a spiritual level, and I just really want to protect my peace and not be thrown off by any weirdness, and so I always kind of insulate myself a little bit on my birthday. And then if I do any partying or whatever, which honestly, I'm in my 30s, I'm very chill these days. I tend to do it at other times, but I just wanted to have a short and sweet little episode for today, and I'm sure I will share some more birthday reflections as the week goes on and into next week and all of that. But I wanted to just share how I spent the first few minutes of my actual birthday. So I decided to join a course. Yes, even teachers and coaches take courses from other people just to see how they work, to learn something new, just, keeping me on my toes, see what's up. And the person who is teaching this is based in Australia. And so I ended up being in the first session of this class, over midnight, basically, from 11 p.m. until an hour or so past midnight. And it was so funny because I think actually I spent the first minutes of my actual birthday talking on the Zoom into the class, as we're kind of in the discussion period of it all. And I didn't even realize that the clock had turned, but then when I looked, I was like, oh, that's very fitting. Because one of the things I'm a little bit superstitious about, I don't know if it's exactly a superstition, but it's something that I incorporate very strongly into how I live my life, whether it is my birthday or New Year's or stuff like that. I think it's really important to be aware of how we're starting something, how we are experiencing the first minutes of the year of our solar return, whatever, our birthday, the first moments of turning a new age, the first moments of the new year, which is why I also don't party on New Year's. I spend every New Year's at home journaling, reflecting, doing spiritual stuff, making vision boards, meditating, making affirmations. Last year, as the clock turned, I had written out a whole bunch of affirmations for the new year, and I was reading them out loud, kind of on repeat, to kind of imprint them in my head, and that's how I spent the first minutes of the new year. And so it strikes me as appropriate that I spent the first minutes of my birthday talking in a Zoom call in a course I'm taking. And it's very much about the level up, right? The growth, the becoming the next best, brightest version of myself. And so it seemed kind of appropriate. If it could have been not at midnight, that maybe would have been great. But, it is what it is. And it weirdly was very appropriate as a thing. And so maybe your birthday just passed, so maybe you're like, fuck, I can't do this for another year. Maybe your birthday's coming up. I don't know. The new year is around the corner. And so I would just like to leave you guys with that, right? To think about, how are you spending these very symbolic, auspicious, momentous moments? You know, are you spending the first hours of the new year completely blackout wasted? And do you spend the first day of the year hungover? Think about that as a ritual, right? And what does that bode for the new year? And obviously, I know people who party can still have great years. Like, that's cool. But if we're going to think about living in alignment, living with integrity, living in a way that is incredibly disciplined and focused, I think there's ways that we can work with these moments in a really symbolic, intentional way, in such a way where we can work with it as a form of magic and work with it as a moment of catapulting our manifestation into kind of like breakneck speed and protecting the potential within these moments, right? The energy that exists in the first few minutes of our birthday, the first hours, the first minutes and hours of the new year, the first day of the new year, our birthday itself. I think because I have this belief system, it's part of why I just want to be with myself on my birthday. I don't need any outside forces making me grumpy or ruining my day or anything like that. And like, I'm pretty unbothered, so I very rarely get my day ruined anyway. But it's something that is just important to me to really protect this time as just about me, about being contemplative, about reflecting, and about thinking what I want to summon in for the next year. So I'm going to leave you guys with that short and sweet episode for today, because I want to get to being my birthday self and dive into my notebooks, read a bunch, sip my coffee, maybe go for a walk, who knows, but just be really mellow and focused on myself. So I'm going to leave you guys with that short episode. If you guys have enjoyed what I do as a little birthday present, if you don't mind sharing the podcast, sharing my work with someone who you think would enjoy it. And you know what I would also appreciate as a birthday present? If you've been considering signing up for something that I offer, why not do it? Why not do it now? You know, why not align with that intention and take a page from my book and stop putting off the thing that you want to do? Just throwing that out there. Okay, friends, thank you so much. I am so appreciative of your support. And actually, also, if anyone has taken my courses, or even if you're just listening to this podcast and you haven't joined any learning experiences with me in an additional kind of level, I do love a good testimonial. So if you do want to write to me how my work has impacted you or improved your life, I'd really appreciate it. My email is ceo@sabrinamscott.com, or you can send it to me on Instagram, Sabrina M. Scott. It would just make my day. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Have a wonderful December 13th. Mwah.